NBC News has confirmed an American Airlines regional passenger jet from Wichita, Kansas, was preparing to land at D.C.'s Reagan Airport when it collided with another craft. Officials confirming the other aircraft was a Sikorsky H-60 military helicopter operated by the Army, a Black Hawk-style helicopter. You can see some of the first images of this mid-air collision coming out on your screen there, circled by the red area there. NBC News reporting one or both aircraft may now be in the Potomac River. Search and rescue operations are being led right now by multiple agencies searching for survivors. Now, NBC News reports there were 64 people on board the American jet, 60 passengers and 4 crew members. At the latest count, 4 victims have been taken to the fire station at Reagan Airport. There's no official word on a number of casualties yet. Just within the last hour, Texas Senator Ted Cruz posted on X that there are fatalities. Now, NBC5 has been reaching out to American Airlines headquarters in Fort Worth since the news first broke of this crash, asking for a response. In a statement, the airline says, "We are aware of reports that American Eagle Flight 5342, operated by PSA with service from Wichita, Kansas, into Washington Reagan National Airport, has been involved in an incident. We will provide information as it becomes available." Now, this appears to be the first mid-air crash involving a U.S. commercial airliner in over a decade. The FAA and NTSB say they're already launching an investigation into what caused this crash. More updates from us as soon as we get new information from authorities into our newsroom. Brittany, Brian.
Keenan, I understand we are hearing from President Trump. Have you seen that?
Just that at this point he's being briefed. We also understand that there have been conversations about who exactly was on that Black Hawk craft. There have been confirmation from sources into NBC News that there were no known Army VIPs on board that Black Hawk craft. Again, a very developing situation, and we'll continue to bring you more in the hours and minutes ahead. Brian.
Leaders of the Dallas Police Department say in downtown last year, violent crime rose. And since putting in place a new task force to address that, they've had some success in reversing those trends. But the shooting of a CVS security guard here at this location Friday night has some people living and working here saying that more needs to be done to keep people safe.
El accidente de hoy ocurrió en el interestatal I-35W, pero la policía de Fort Worth nos dice que es un parte de un problema más grande, que en los interestatales a través de la ciudad la gente debe tener más cuidado y bajar la velocidad. Fotos de testigos muestran los daños. Un accidente de varios coches en la I-35W cerca de la calle Rosedale causó el cierre de carriles en ambas direcciones alrededor de las 11 de esta mañana. Oficiales nos aseguran que conoce la causa.
En atención de la persona que estaba manejando el vehículo.
La policía dice que mientras el tráfico se acumulaba acercándose al centro de la ciudad, un conductor que no prestaba atención chocó contra la parte trasera de otro coche, causando una reacción en cadena que dañó 8 vehículos. Un testigo cuenta a Telemundo 39 que tuvo que romper el parabrisas de este coche y poner a salvo al hombre que iba adentro. Nadie resultó herido en esta escena. Sin embargo, la policía nos afirma que esto muestra un problema constante en las carreteras interestatales, los conductores distraídos y a alta velocidad.
The New World screwworm hasn't been seen here in Texas for decades, but because of the devastating effect it can have on cattle like this, and even people, some ranchers south of DFW say they're taking this new warning from the state very seriously.
A little insect that can do a lot of damage. These are New World screwworms, parasites spread by flies into open wounds on animals like deer or cattle. Up until the early 20th century, they were a constant threat for the livestock industry in Texas.
Screwworms, if a cow has it and you're within 100 feet of it, you know it, because it's basically rotting flesh. It's maggots.
The state says screwworms were removed from the U.S. in 1966, but there's new cause for concern. Late last year, a cow infected with screwworms was found in southern Mexico. The Texas Parks and Wildlife Division is now sending a warning to ranchers, urging them to monitor their animals for any sign of the parasite.
All right, girls.
Chris Farley works a ranch in Bosque County. He says stories of what screwworms used to do to Texas herds are almost legendary.
It'll just start eating the flesh and it just reproduces and, yeah, it'll eventually kill the animal.
The USDA says in rare cases, screwworms have even been known to infect people. The agency temporarily shut down cattle imports from Mexico to the U.S. after the most recent screwworm sighting. Texas Agriculture Commissioner Sid Miller tells NBC5 he believes that move was overkill and will drive up the cost of beef, which is already at an all-time high.
when cattle come in to Texas, they get to the border and they go to quarantine pens for a period of time. United States veterinarians inspect them all and make sure they don't have any disease or anything.
Still, knowing what screwworms can do, some Texas ranchers say they plan to stay vigilant and keep this tiny terror from infecting their herds.
And I feel confident that it wouldn't, but if it did, it would change this world completely.
Keenan Willard, NBC5.